That's some real good water. One more. What up? It's Aaron Moses. Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. Game. You're getting a different view of my restroom because I lost my battery. I dropped it at my girl's house actually. That's not important. So to be honest with you guys, yes, I did say that shuttle work is something that should be done on a consistent basis. I had to look up what consistent means. It means pretty much more often than not, regularly. Now, this is supposed to be day three, my reported day three. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that on day four, and I'm gonna put day four and day three together. But what I did recognize was a release of fear and an embracing of the authentic self, as well as a more intimate relationship with the intuition, right? So I'll just give you an example. One example was me and my girl were on the stairs, and she has about probably like 20 something stairs from the ground to her back door. She did something, and I told her, hey man, in the black community, we are taught not to play on the stairs. But with that, something clicked in me to say, oh, this is something you've been taught to fear your whole life is stairs and falling down the stairs and what have you. So I proceeded to go on the other side of the banister and walk up and down the stairs. Very dangerous. It's all concrete under there. If I would have fell, I would have been seriously injured, possibly disabled. So that's one thing. And also just confronting certain fears that I may have. Another example would be yesterday I bought a laptop from a complete stranger on the internet. This person invited me to go up there, check it out. I was um I was fearful, you know what I mean, because this is a crazy world. This is LA. To go to a stranger's house to check out a laptop was not something that I would regularly do. But because I'm more in tune with my shadow, and I'm more in tune with understanding understanding that fear of the unknown is very important to not have. And to be totally honest, just because I am doing this shadow work, the shadow is something that is not consciously known. I don't know what's in there. You know, it's not consciously known. It could be negative emotions that could drive me crazy. Like a lot of people get worse mentally, spiritually, and physically when they do shadow work. But I'm willing to take that risk because I am at this age. It's not like I'm a teenager where I'm just experimenting with stuff and I could just turn back the hands of time. I couldn't do that, but you know what I mean. It's not like it's gonna affect me temporarily, and I could just get therapy real quick because my parents we got this insurance on me. Any mistake that I make, I have to pay for it personally. So that adds a risk to it. I don't have the support. Am I in therapy? Yes. Do I have loved ones that love me dearly and would do a lot of stuff for me? Yeah. But at the end of the day, this is risky. Um, I don't want to say risky business. Risky business means something that I don't mean. But this is a high risk situation that I'm putting myself in. You know what I mean? But what I have been realizing, especially yesterday, was it's always okay to be yourself. And there are multiple selves. And there are things inside you that are going to release that you need to be prepared to pay for. You can't really prepare yourself you can't prepare yourself for a lot of things that may be a consequence to shadow work, but it's worth it because at the end of the day, most things can be repaired. Especially if you have a creative mind, especially if you're taking this seriously and you're one with your intuition. Like a lot of people are not innovative, a lot of people aren't initiators, a lot of people aren't creative, a lot of people don't have the ability to build, burn it down, and rebuild. So if you don't have those aspects about you and you don't have any support, then I would have to tell you that you need to develop those things until you feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, It's pretty much shadow work, bro. I'll tell you this. Shadow work is like having a child. It's like planning on. It's like having intercourse. You might have a child, you might not, and if you end up do having an unplanned baby, you only have so much that you could prepare for, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if this child is going to be healthy, number one. You don't know if you're going to be able to stay with that person, number two. You don't know if you're going to have the resources, because I mean, life is life. You might have a good job today and you might be homeless tomorrow. I mean, that's probably most of America, right? But is it worth it? Is it worth putting yourself in this situation, yourself being the penis and the shadow work being the vagina? That's up to you. You know what I mean? So you do have to understand that there is a certain power that you get with that in life. As it states in the Bible, well, I can't remember the Bible verse. I'm gonna just state what Stan Lee said. With great power comes great responsibility. He got that from the Bible. I just forgot how the Bible said it. But you have to be very responsible, bros. You have to be very responsible, and you have to know. That's the point that I was gonna make. You have to know that even if you think you're ready, you might not be ready, but you're gonna open a door that you can't close. And if you can close it, it's not gonna close real quick. It's gonna take time. Because another thing that I saw with shadow work is everything is now starting to become a lesson or or a learning moment. And everything around me seems like a symbol or some kind of synchronicity or some kind of sign or some kind of omen. And no, I'm not going crazy, because I mean, I've seen people who have done deep shadow work take everything as a sign, and I'm like, bro, you're not that special. The universe is not always talking to you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, it's 11:11. Make a wish. Oh, I keep seeing 444 everywhere. I keep seeing sevens. I keep seeing booty. You keep seeing booty. We live in LA and you have the internet. Of course, you keep seeing booty, nigga. No, but when you do certain things spiritually, of course, a lot of things are going to show up in your lives as metaphors, symbolism, synchronicity, and you have to pay attention to that. You have to pay attention to it. You have to notice patterns, and you have to understand that there are a lot of things inside you that you don't understand and that you don't even know exist yet. And that's what I learned the past couple of days of not doing shadow work. And this is only, I did 3 days. Like I said, I did 3 days. I might actually I'm going to change the name of this video because it's not really day three. It's really like day five. But I did not do shadow work consciously for 2 days. On Sunday and Monday, I didn't. But when you start to do shadow work and you're serious and you open that door, life around you begins to mold itself to become your shadow work. Kind of like magic. Um, so be conscious of that, because this is about you going into your subconscious, going to the darkest, deepest, most evil, hate filled, death filled, demonic, sinful parts of your brain. And when I use those words, I don't necessarily mean those literally or logically. I mean those metaphorically. Death meaning transformative, evil meaning healthy rebellion, hatred, I mean, meaning fueling, demonic meaning something that's not necessarily accepted by society. So all those words I just used, don't take them literally and don't run from it because you don't understand these things as a healthy piece of the universe that's already inside you that you can't run from anyway. So be prepared. Understand that these certain things are going to manifest through people. Like, I really don't like to give this example, but like when you see a crackhead and they walk up to you and they say some crackhead stuff, but you're like, some of that made sense. Was that Jesus trying to talk to me? Was God using this crackhead to relay this message to me? Like, if you live in a big city, or if you live in if you live in an area where there's a lot of substance substance usage, then you've heard people that are just talking, and you at first you're like, this person's just crazy, this person's just off the shits, they're not saying anything, but then you actually start to listen and you're like, this is actually starting to make sense. Am I a crackhead? No, that's not what I mean. But that's exactly what I mean. Because things are going to start to make sense that shouldn't make sense. And the universe is going to use certain people, not always crackheads, is going to use people to relay certain messages that you need to hear. So listen. All right, that's all I got to say, man. That's Aaron Moses. Peace.